What's up, everybody? Steve here, Raking Profit, coming to you with another live video. Today, we're going to be doing some live sourcing. I'm pumped up to find some deals. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to wait for folks to come on in. Feel free to introduce yourself. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from right now. And let me know what experience you have with selling on Amazon. How are you finding most of your inventory? So leave a comment. Are you finding most of your inventory from thrift stores? Are you sourcing most of your deals from maybe library sales? Or maybe you're doing local pickups, Facebook Marketplace, Nextdoor app. Hey, maybe you're doing a lot of eBay to Amazon flipping, like in my situation. 99% of the deals that I'm sourcing, we're buying them on eBay, having them go either to our house or nowadays mostly the prep center, and then they handle it and ship it to Amazon FBA. Maybe you're doing Amazon to Amazon flips or wholesale or traditional online arbitrage. Let me know down below in the comments. And I'm just going to make sure that we're working here. All right, the sound is good. So welcome, everybody. Today we're going to be doing some live sourcing. I'm going to start off today's call by going into my sales. So I'm going to give a sales update. I'm going to share with you how I've been doing over the last 12 months. I'll do a breakdown of the last 30 days, last 7 days, and I'll even share with you some of the profits, some of the flips that I've had today. So you can see the actual profits that I'm making per flip doing this model that I've been doing. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Steve. I've been selling on Amazon for 11, 12 years now. I've been reselling for longer than that, but I started reselling on Amazon in about 2014, 2015. Mostly I was doing like retail arbitrage, thrifting, library sales. If you guys watch a lot of my old videos, it was me with a barcode scanner, just ripping through thrift stores, garage sales, library sales, flea markets, stuff like that. And that was great because it didn't require a lot of money. It didn't require a lot of skill, to be honest. It was pretty easy, pretty low barrier to entry. The thing is, I really could never crack $10,000 a month in sales or $3,000 to $5,000 a month in profit. That's kind of where I yo-yoed. A lot of the months I'd make $2,000, $3,000 net profit. Some months I'd do $5,000, a little bit more than that. But I wanted to make more money and I wanted to grow and I wanted to have more freedom. Well, in 2021, the universe had plans for me. Got into a pretty bad car accident and just had a lot of anxiety driving and had panic attacks. Just if you've ever gotten into a bad car accident, you're always like, after that car accident, you're always like, is another car going to hit me? Holy crap. Like someone could smash me from behind and it's like totally out of your control. And that's kind of how I had gotten in 2021. And that's when I was like, I got to find a new way to start sourcing. And from 2021 up until now, 2025, the end of the year, I've been doing 100%, like 99% eBay to Amazon flipping. So buying everything on eBay, flipping it on Amazon. I've done over 35,000 flips in that time period for coming up on $3 million in total sales. If you average it out over the last 5 years, I've been netting a little over $100,000 per year net profit running this business. And the cool thing is it doesn't require a ton of time anymore. I say this on my YouTube videos. It sounds like a late night infomercial, but I promise I have nothing to sell you during this video or regardless. I'm just sharing my, my story, but it's gotten to the point now where my Amazon business is so outsourced, like 99% outsourced, everything from sourcing to listing, to shipping, to prepping, to repricing, to fixing stranded inventory, to, if something happens to my account where I need to get a counterfeit or an IP complaint removed or an ASIN reinstated, I have people on my team that pretty much do all of that. So I have a team of 5 people right now. I have a bookkeeper. I have 2 virtual assistants who source for me full-time. I have a part-time person who's actually the husband to one of the wives who sources for me. He does repricing. And then I have someone full-time who does all the back end, stranded inventory, high pricing errors, so on and so forth. So that's my business in a nutshell. I buy everything on eBay, flip it on Amazon. And I'm going to share my screen. I'll share with you kind of how the year is going, and I'll break down the last 12 months, 30 days, last 7 days, and show you some of these items that I'm flipping. And then we're going to do some live sourcing. What's up, Israr? How you doing? Great to see you here. If you guys are here live right now, drop a comment right now. Let me know where you are from, where you're watching from, and let me know, are you an eBay seller? Are you selling on Amazon? What's your model? How are you sourcing? I want to know, guys. I want you guys to interact. I want to know what you're doing, what's working. If there's any questions that you have, that's what I'm here for, guys. I'm here to answer your questions and help out as much as possible. That's the whole goal of today. So let me share my screen, and what we are going to do is jump into my go-to-lister dashboard. So you should be able to see my screen. Let me just see if this is working now. What's up, Robert? We got Dallas, Texas in the house, baby. We got Mark Payne. What's up, Mark? Good to see you. Great to see Mark here. It's been a while. All right, let me see. Is this sharing? I think, oh, okay. Now it should be sharing. Perfect. So you guys should be able to see my screen. Let's just make sure this is working. Perfect. Yeah. So here I'm in Go-To-Lister. Go-To-Lister is a software that I use to list and also track my analytics, track my sales, orders, gross profit. This isn't my net profit. So you see that I've done in the last 12 months. Don't think, holy crap, Steve's rich. I'm not. I did not make $343,000 net profit this year. This is extremely overinflated because the gross sales is correct, but the profit doesn't include any returns. It doesn't include any of my overhead, like my virtual assistants, like my accountant, my bookkeeper, all of that. So my net profit is probably closer, if I had to guess, probably like 175,000, maybe less than that. I don't know 100% right now. I'd have to look into my seller board metrics, but yeah, I've done about $670,000 in total sales in the last 12 months. I've sold, ignore listed because this isn't really accurate either because I have a prep center now. So, but you can see I've sold 6,673 items in the last 12 months, which is pretty cool. I've had 6,246 orders. So some people purchase multiple items, and my average selling price is $100. So these are all items that I'm buying on eBay and flipping on Amazon. If we take a look the last 30 days, I'm at about almost 56,000 in sales, sold 548 items. And again, my average selling price hovers around $100. And then today so far, we're having a pretty good day today. We're almost at $3,000 in sales so far and $1,000 in profit. So I've had 28 items. I've actually had only 13 orders, but I've had some people buy like 5 or 6 quantity of an item, which is pretty cool. So that's that. Last 7 days, we could take a look here. I've done almost 20,000 in sales. Again, the net profit, it looks sexy. It looks like, holy crap, this guy is really the ultimate guru, but it's overinflated. I'm just going to be honest with you. Last year I did 707,000, made $175,000 profit, and paid myself $130,000 because I had around, 45,000 in the business in inventory, floating. So you need money in this business. You can't just pull all your money out or your business pretty much dies. So you can see I hid my products. I'll show you some of the sales today. Like I'm okay with showing you some of these items. I'll show you a few right now. I'll unhide a few of these. So you can see in the last hour, these are some of the items that I've sold. Star Wars Trilogy, bought this for $26.22, sold it for $57.99, made $15.90 after the $15 fee. Sold some toner cartridges right here by Lexmark. Those were very profitable, $45 on this one, profit $49. Sold a couple of these Listen Technology DSP receivers. Those were mega profitable. Paid $137.70 on each, bought 2, sold them both to a buyer for $264, netted $97. Toy that made $28, another toy that made $58. So I flip a lot of high ticket stuff. And you can see I make money on a lot of my stuff. Some items I do lose money on. This one was canceled. Sometimes someone will buy something and cancel it. This item right here, I bought it for, looks like 16 and sold it for 31. It said I lost 22. I don't know if this is accurate. Maybe I bought it for 31 and sold it for 16. I don't know what happened here. I'll have to look into this, but some of my items obviously do lose money. Some of these items are mega profitable. I sold 6 of this electronic item, made $372. So you can see the profits on a lot of my items. My average profit in 2024 is about $30 per flip. But yeah, just want to show you guys some of the items. I'll be showing you guys some more like exact items and different items that I've flipped as well. But thought it would be cool to kind of start off the show like that. What's up, Victor in the house? We should rename Books and Beyond to the High Profit Margin Conference. I'll tell you guys, if you didn't know, we are having an Amazon conference in Las Vegas, October 10th to the 12th. Okay, just go to Google and type in Books and Beyond Conference 2025. If you guys are in the Las Vegas area or you want to fly in, there's going to probably be like over 100 people at this event, a bunch of six-figure sellers, book sellers, eBay to Amazon flippers, thrifters, Amazon to Amazon folks, people using BookMine. I mean, I'm telling you guys right now, if you want to learn about how to sell books, DVDs, all different types of items. Matter of fact, we got Sean in the house who's going to be there as well. Man, I've been checking out some of your posts, man. Great to see you here, Sean. Awesome, awesome. Still never had a 1K day. The thing is, if you want to start having like $1,000 sales days, there's either one or two things that you're going to have to do. If you're thrifting, you're going to have to be full-time, going crazy, hitting jackpots. I mean, coming across some honey holes and just sending in a ton of volume, because when you're thrifting and stuff, your ASP is going to be like $20, $30. So you're going to have to send in a lot of volume. For me, I'm not that impressive. My numbers look more impressive than they actually are because I'm flipping high ticket items at $100 ASP. So I only have to sell 10 items to do $1,000, right? And you have to understand too, my margins are much less. You know, you go thrifting, you're going to have 50, 60, 70% margins. For me, you know, at the end of the day, after paying my team and all of that, I mean, in 2024, I made 700,000 in sales, but I only paid myself 130,000. So you have to understand too, you don't want to just read into the orange bars. The orange bars are great, but it's what you bring home at the end of the day and how much time you're spending in the business. We got Crypto May saying, hey, Aruba, baby. Oh, man, we got Aruba in the house. I love it, man. Making that crypto money in Aruba. The COO issue that's popping up in everybody's account right now, my team's investigating it. We were looking into it a little bit more yesterday, and my team was having me go into fulfillment settings and update some things, but it didn't really seem right. So I don't really have too much to bring to the table right now, Robert. It seems like it's one of those errors that they're just sending out to everybody. I don't really know if there's anything to fix because my team and I have been diving into it and can't figure it out. But if I figure something out, I'll let you know. Maybe Victor knows something about that. We got Wyoming in the house. What's up? Good to see you here. Piece of scrap. Elk Grove, California. Awesome. Kib saying not doing anything yet, but want to learn. Well, we're going to be getting into it, having some fun. Good to see everybody. Jacqueline, Hal, Suzanne, Gregory. Awesome. We got UK in the house. Hey, let me know, Vincent. Have you been playing around with Replaying Catcher in the UK yet? Let me know if you're having any success. Gregory says, I've been having trouble where Replaying Catcher's eBay price is pulling in the wrong question mark. This is known issue by chance. I think it got cut off, Gregory. What is it pulling in incorrectly? But anyways, while Gregory responds, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go in and we're going to do some live sourcing and see if we could find some deals. Does that sound good? Maybe do some sourcing, do some eBay to Amazon sourcing, see if we could find some stuff. Vincent, waiting on access. I thought we were talking in the comments, Vincent. Did something happen? Remind me what happened. But if we're talking on Facebook, please send me another message because I want to get you taken care of. Unless you were the person that I was talking to who never sold on Amazon before and didn't have an Amazon account, because there was someone who reached out to me and they were like, I want to do eBay to Amazon. I want to use Replaying Catcher. I've never sold on Amazon before. And my advice to people always is, don't start with eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon flipping. Start going to thrift stores, garage sales, library sales, because doing what I do requires more capital and there's more risk. And I'd rather have you make mistakes on a budget, buying a book for $1 at a thrift store, than buying a $20 DVD and trying to flip it for 50. Plus you're going to be gated on a lot of stuff. You got to get your account set up. So I just don't recommend doing what I do for like beginners. I'd say after like 3 to 6 months. So, okay, I'm going to answer this in a question as I get my screen share going, Gregory. So give me 1 second. We're going to rock and roll here. Okay, cool. So we're inside a replay and catcher right now. I'm just going to refresh this and I'm going to answer that question as well. Just to start off, replay and catcher is a software that essentially it's what I use to be able to find undervalued deals on eBay to flip on Amazon. So think of it as like, think of eBay as like a 24/7 thrift store, right? A thrift store like Goodwill, Salvation Army. You walk in, you go, you scan, you source deals, you find items, you find stuff undervalued, you flip it for higher on Amazon, you make money. eBay is the same thing. The only difference is we're not selling on eBay. We're literally just buying on eBay. There's so many products. There's millions and millions of products on eBay. And there's a lot of people who just price things too low. And there's a lot of items that even at market on eBay, they're selling for double on Amazon. So we're essentially just finding items that are undervalued on eBay, flipping them on Amazon. How do we do that? We're not manually looking through millions of products. We're using a software like Replay and Catcher to go ahead and find those items. Okay. Vincent said, we'll send you a message. No, I use Amazon. Do 40K on it. We'll send you a message. Yeah, please, Vincent, because you're the perfect person I want using it. You're the type of person who's going to crush it on eBay to Amazon flipping. Gregory says pulling in the eBay price incorrect. So a $40 on eBay shows like $20 on Replay and Catcher. So do you mean like it's showing like, for example, I'm going to set up a advanced filter now, and I'll explain what this is in a second. But I pretty much got rules for every single category for what I want to source. So Replay and Catcher is tracking millions of products. I just set up a filter and it filtered it down to about 13,000 products. So what you're saying, Gregory, is like right here on eBay, you can see we can buy this for $23.55. You're saying if you click this, it's showing a different price other than $23.55. Is that what you're showing? Is that what you're saying? Hopefully my internet's working. It looks like it's not. Okay. It's loading slowly, eBay, because I'm live streaming. So I'm not sure what is going on here. I've never seen this before. Okay, there we go. I don't know what was happening to that listing or if it's okay. It must just be my internet is super slow right now since I'm live streaming. But yeah, it says $23.55 right here, Gregory. So this is the eBay item. And then maybe we can sell this for $48.99, right? We'd have to look at the Keep It chart and take a look. This looks like it's probably overly inflated, but it says $23.55. We click into it and it's $23.55. So am I not sharing my screen? I don't think. Maybe I'm not sharing my screen. Nope, I'm not sharing my screen. I'm glad somebody caught me. It says I'm sharing, but it's not. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, I know what it is. I'm a bozo. Okay, guys. So I'm going to start that over real quick. So sorry about that. So we're on Replay and Catcher right now. You should be able to see the screen now. Okay, perfect. I apologize, guys. I'm a little rusty. But yeah, this is Replay and Catcher. So this software, you can essentially like set up a filter, or you can just save like an advanced filter, which I did. I have a bunch of like filters that I have saved. So I'm using this one right here. So I have like a bunch of rules set up for toys, DVDs, CDs, different things like that. But yeah, I ended up filtering this down to about 12,000 items. So you can see right here, this item, we can buy it for $23.55 and possibly sell it for $48.99. A lot of these, you're going to pass on them just because like maybe it's not selling fast enough, or maybe the price is overly inflated, or maybe, you know, the price has jumped up recently. So like if we take a look right here, it looks like it's sold out. So you can see that nobody's on this listing. It looks like maybe a merchant came in. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. Just doesn't, you could just tell it's like, it's not going to sell for $48.99. So you would skip that. But yeah, I'm not sure, Gregory, what you mean by it's not showing $23.55 or the eBay price. Maybe you can give more context. But anyways, let's look through some deals right here. So I'm going to refresh my screen and see if we could find some items. Is it still saying I can't see my screen still? No, it looks like you could see my screen now, because I'm on my phone too looking, and I can see that I'm sharing my screen. So can you guys see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Just want to make sure before I start talking for an hour. Okay, perfect, Greg. Perfect. So yeah, let's look for some deals. Let's analyze some deals and see if we could find any items. So, I mean, I guess I'll just start from scratch really quick. So Replen Catcher has two different areas. They have it has a live stream and it has a replen area. The live stream, you could essentially choose a category. So say, for example, you want to like look for DVDs that are undervalued on eBay. You can choose the DVD category and then the condition. I like flipping new DVDs. You could say, all right, I want it to make a minimum of $5 profit, 30% ROI. Let's just say that I want these DVDs to be selling for over $30 on Amazon. Maybe you want these DVDs to be under 150,000 rank. And maybe you want the eBay seller to have maybe at least 10 feedback. And let's just say we want them to have at least a 90% positive feedback score. All you have to do is hit search. Okay. So Replen Catcher is tracking 266,165 DVDs. So essentially what it's going to do is it's going to search eBay, compare it to Amazon, and see how many results meet this criteria. Put a 1 in the comment if that makes sense. So you can see it found 2,991 potential deals. Now, not every single one of these items are going to be a good deal. Matter of fact, the majority of them are going to be bad deals because when you're dealing with this much data and you have a software like Replen Catcher trying to update prices, looking at Keepa, looking at the eBay price, looking at the Amazon price, prices are changing all the time. There's going to be a lot of deals that could either be overly inflated or slow selling. There could be mismatches. Items could be damaged. So the way I look at Replen Catcher is essentially going into the ocean for you and finding all of the quote unquote potential deals and bringing them into your backyard where you have a little pond. Now you still have to throw the line in and catch it or throw your spear. I don't know why I always give that example. You're going to spear fish like in the in 200 BC. But that's like the whole goal of it, right? Replen Catcher isn't a, automated bot AI technology. It's not going to just make you money. You still have to, put in the work. So let's put some work in and let's see if we can find some deals here. Okay. You can see the little timestamp right here. This was listed 20 minutes ago on eBay. So this is working in real time. It's literally checking millions of products in real time and updating every 10 minutes or so. Now you can see I have hide restrictions as yes. I could turn this off if I wanted to. But the cool thing is Replen Catcher will integrate with your Amazon account. So it'll actually know all the products that you can sell and the products that you're restricted on. So when I turn this off, I can sell 3,306 of these DVDs based on the filter. But if I hide my restrictions, you're going to notice it goes down to 2,997. So there were about 300 DVDs, 10% of them that I was gated on and restricted on. But a lot of times I like to leave this off because this is a big mistake a lot of people make. They don't try to get auto and gated. So you want to try to get auto and gated for items. All because you're restricted doesn't mean you're not going to be able to sell it. So let's check out this Chuck Norris DVD that just popped up for $19.35. Here you can see all the details about the seller. It's a buy it now. They have over 9,542 feedback. If I hit this magnifying glass, I can see a comparison just to make sure that it's a match and not a mismatch. Looks like the exact item, which is great. We can see a big fat Keepa chart right here. So when you're selling new, you really want to be looking at this pink line. You can see there's a history of this selling for about 30, up to 35, up to 40. Looks like in May it was around 40, went down to 30, up to 40. Then it looks like it jumped up a little bit. The 90-day buy box is coming in at around 40 bucks. 180 days, about 37. So you can see this is going to be tight. What we could do is we could click right here and we could take a look to see what's going on with this item. I'm going to move my seller amp over here to see what's going on here. We could see that there's a used offer for $18.49, but new is coming in at $48.94. The lowest seller is coming up at $48.94 on this item. If we take a look at the history, I don't really see it selling for more than 40, but it doesn't mean you couldn't sell it for $48.94. It's got a 60,000 rank, selling about 5 times per month. If we were to buy this right now for $19.35 and sell it for 48, which I think is overly inflated, we could probably maybe sell it for $44.99. We'd have to analyze it some more. That's a $13 profit, 69% ROI on that item. And again, you can see this is a used seller at $18.59, so I'm going to ignore them. But the lowest offers are coming in at 48. If we go into data, buy box statistics, we can take a look at the history of this and see that the buy box has been one for 40, 40, 37, 40, 42, 37, 41. So honestly, this is an item that you're probably I would say probably $39.99 is more realistic. So $9 profit. Item will get shipped right to your house. You send it in, you could merchant fulfill it or FBA it because they're both pretty much, overly inflated right now, but not a bad item right there. I would say I would like to get this for maybe like $15. So we could hit the UPC reverse search and see if there's any more on eBay at a lower price. Let's go lowest first and let's go condition new and see if there's anything else. Nope, that's the one right there. That Replay Catcher just found the best deal. There's other deals here. I don't really see any best offers. So if we wanted to, we could do this. And this is something that I do every now and then is I contact the seller and I send them a message. And sometimes I'll say, hey, would you be willing to take $10 plus shipping? If so, I can pay ASAP. No worries if you can't. Thanks. Something like that, right? If I wanted to, and these are sometimes long shots. I'd prefer if they had a buy it now with a best offer. Sometimes when you look at it, they will send you an offer as well, even if they don't have a best offer, because eBay has that feature. So, I mean, if you do this 20, 30 times, you're going to get deals, right? Obviously, it's a little bit time consuming doing it yourself. I have virtual assistants now who do this, but yeah, I mean, interesting offer right there. Let's hit refresh, see if any more deals came about as we were talking. Nope, nothing new yet. Do you ever get tired of looking at tons of photos on items on eBay every day to see if the item is new? Adam Williams, you already know I don't get tired. You know why, Adam? Because I got virtual assistants who are doing it. You knew I was going to have a smart ass remark to that. But 100%, man. Before I had virtual assistants 4.5 years ago, yeah, it's definitely a different type of hustle. It gets exhausting. But that's why I like to focus on like higher ticket items. Because you don't need to flip a ton of items to make good money. What's up? We got I Feel So Used books in the house. What's going on, Shane? You going to be at Books and Beyond? We got the used book guy saying low baller. You know what the good news is? We got Mike, the used book guy in the house. Give him a follow. Definitely look up to him. Great content. There's people out there like Mike and other people who thrift and have really great deals with libraries and whatnot, who are getting inventory for $1 or $2. So, there's people who get their inventory really cheap and maybe they put it for sale for $30 on eBay. But if I offer you 22 or 23, yeah, maybe it's a little bit of a low ball, but you're happy because you paid $1 and you make your $15 profit. I'm happy because I'm going to buy it for 22 and flip it for 45 and make my $10 profit without having to physically go out there and get the deal. So, sometimes, making offers, you can make some really, really good money, right? Let's take a look at this Pinocchio for $25. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Yes, Greg, this checks if you are gated. So it integrates with Replay Catcher. So if you go to connection here, you can see that I'm connected. And the cool thing as well, I forgot to mention, guys, if you go to Replay Catcher orders, it will pull in all of your orders as well, which is really cool. So you can see all the items that you're selling. So, I shared some of these items that I sold recently, and I can add them to my replens list. So all these items are now being tracked on Replay Catcher 24/7. So when they become available at a specific price, I could go in and source them. So if I go to the Replay Catcher right here, I have 4,162 items that I'm tracking on my replens list. And anything with a gold background means that I've sold it before. So right here, you can see, look at this right here. You guys tell me, how much did I sell this item for and when did I sell it for? I want somebody to tell me in the comments. This is an M&M Rebel candy dispenser. Take a look, guys, here. Since Replane Catcher is integrated with my Amazon account, it knows all the items that I've sold and it tracks them on my replanes list. Yep. I sold it twice in the last 12 months. I sold it actually 8 days ago for $78.99. And guess what? Replane Catcher just found another one that I could make $11 profit on, only a 32% ROI. But guess what? There's a best offer here. So the cool thing is with the replane area, you can track any product on the Amazon catalog, whereas the live stream is only tracking about 2 million products. So say you have a product that you've sold before, and there's a good chance that's not being tracked within the live stream of Replane Catcher. You can monitor it and track it and be the only one tracking it, and just keep an eye out for things. So it's just pretty cool. I don't like this listing because this seller has 0 feedback. Looks like this might, I can't tell if this has any damage or whatnot. It looks like it's maybe a little bent, a little dirty. So I'd probably pass on this, but if it was in good shape, I'd make a used book guy lowball offer on them. So yeah, I mean, here's another item right here on my replanes list being tracked. Look, I just sold this yesterday for $55.69, and I can source it right now for $25 or $24.58 and make 55% ROI, $13.50. And that's at $60 because maybe the market's changed a little bit. So maybe I have to sell it for 55 or 56. I'd have to research it. But again, Replane Catcher is not making magic happen. It's just going into the ocean. And instead of you having to fish for 16 million fish, it's bringing, 1,000 fish to the surface. And then you have to go in and investigate it a little bit more. We got Swamp Picker coming out of the swamp to come pick with me. What is going on? Gregory McCoy says 79 last week. Yes. Greg says, what's the difference between a lead and a replen? There's no difference between a lead and a replen. It's just a classification. You can track items in the replen catcher area, which I'm in right now. And you can just classify it as a lead, which means maybe you've never sold it before. And then a replen means you have sold it before. But it's just for classification purposes. So another cool thing you can do, I'm going to go back into the live stream. This is really, really interesting. So let me go back here. And again, I'm only looking in DVDs right now. But if I wanted to, I can hit this button that says hide unsold products. So essentially what this would do now is it would hide everything in the live stream within this filter that I've never sold before. So let's click it and see what happens. I'm exposing my replens, guys. Put a 1 in the comments if you like when people expose their replens. So everything with a gold background, guys, means that I've sold it before in the past. So now you're only seeing items that I sold before. Sold this March 29th for $49.50. I could buy it for $30 right now. The market's changed a little bit, so maybe it's selling for more right now. You can see I sold Back to the Future for May 1st for $36.99. You can see I sold this for $71, so on and so forth. So these are a bunch of different items that I've sold. But let's get out of this. I'm going to go into one of my advanced filters and let's open up the floodgates for a lot of different products, because I don't just source DVDs. I sell toys, I sell electronics, I sell tools. I mean, I've shared with you guys already in this live stream, probably 10 or 12 items that I've sold specifically today, and then more that I've sold in the past. So I just set up this advanced filter that essentially sets up rules for every single one of these categories. I'm not going to talk about how to set this up now because it's more advanced, but just know this is a filter that has multiple filters within one. So I have like different rules set up for each category, and pretty much the advanced filter just stacks them all into one. You don't have to worry about this right now, but just know this is the filter that my team and I use. And it's brought us about 26,642 results. Okay. So what does it mean when it's red or pink? I'm known to be colorblind. That means I'm restricted. So if I wanted to apply to sell, I can apply to sell to get auto ungated. But I'm going to just turn restricted products to yes. So we hide them. So now instead of having 26,000 results, 14,000 of those results I was restricted on. So it just hides it, which is perfect if you are a newer Amazon seller or just an Amazon seller in general who has a lot of restrictions, which is, put a 1 in the comments if you're restricted on a bunch of stuff. I am. All right. We got Aaron Worley in the house. Let's do a drum roll, please. for one of the newest Books and Beyond speakers, on pace to do $1 million with eBay to Amazon this year. Honestly, right? Are you going to hit $1 million this year, Aaron? Do you know you're not the only one coming to Books and Beyond who are doing or on pace to do $1 million? I think there's at least 3 that I know of that are going to be at Books and Beyond. I'm not going to hit $1 million, but we'll see. Maybe. All right, let's analyze some more deals right here. Yes. The used book guy says, curious how many items does your VA source in a single day? Is it a profit-based goal or an item-based goal for them to source for you? So that's a really great question. So at the top, it's my total spend. I usually set a monthly goal for how much money I want to spend, Mike. So for 2025, from January up until August, every one of those months, I averaged $30,000 a month in spend. Okay. For the last 30 days, I spent $64,000 on eBay. So that means I'm negative cash flow. So why would I do that? And why am I negative cash flow? I'm negative cash flow because it takes time to get the items shipped to my prep center. It takes time for my prep center to package them all up, which could take multiple weeks, takes time for them to get shipped to Amazon FBA, checked in. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm getting ready for the Q4 mania, right? Q4, October, November, December, sales pop off. They go crazy, Christmas, holidays. So I'm overspending right now because I'm going to stop buying November 18th is when I'm cutting it off. I'm not going to buy anymore. I'm going to let everything check in, sell out, get my cash flow in, so on and so forth. So it starts at a monthly goal. Right now we're going psycho. And then after that, it's based on ROI and profit. So we don't go normally under 50% ROI when we're buying, and that includes a $7 overhead. And we typically don't go less than $10 profit per flip. My average flip is about $30 profit because my average selling price is $100. So if we're selling an item for 100, we're usually buying it for 35, 40 bucks, selling it for 100, making, $30 profit at the end of the day. So that's kind of how we look at things. So we're selling, we're buying, it could be anywhere from 10 to 20 items per day. We don't do tons of high volume because we're super high ticket, we're over $100. So let's check this out. We just had a fire alarm that popped up. You could already see right here, if you look at the Keepa chart, and this is a good thing about replaying catcher. Some people say like, oh, the prices are off. It's like not accurate, Guys, it's impossible when you're tracking millions of products in real time to have like 100% perfect data, because we're comparing from eBay to Amazon. We're not like a seller amp where we're just looking at the Amazon side. We're having to look at the eBay side, Amazon side, compare them both, show you profitability. It's just, it would cost $100,000 a month to track these things in real time. But the Keepa charts here to kind of give you an idea. So I could say I could buy this for 23. I could see this pink line right here. There's a history of it selling between 40 to 50 bucks. It is overly inflated right now at $80. So I'd probably skip that. I haven't sold it before. I would have a gold background. So I'd probably just skip that item right here. I'm trying to find something that's more realistic. I do have friends of mine who do sell items for $500 to $1,000. The average selling price is over $500. So for me, my average buy price is 40 to 50, selling it for 100, 125. There are people out there who are spending $400 or $500 focusing on super high ticket stuff like this, like these crazy tools and home improvement items and just wild things. This is some type of, safety switch item. I don't know, one of those things that you have in your basement, but you can see there's a history of this actually selling for like 500 bucks, and you can get this for 170, but I'm not going to analyze this now just because it's like super high ticket. All right, let's take a look at this item right here. We have a G.I. Joe item right here. So let's see if this is a match or not. This looks like it could be a mismatch. I think it's a mismatch. You can see it looks like two different people. So I'd probably skip that. Yeah, I'd skip that. Here's another mismatch. It's like a 6-pack and there's only one. This is going to happen because the eBay seller is putting in the UPC. Here's another item. Possibly I think this eBay seller just put in the freaking wrong UPC for every single item right here. So one thing you can do is if you come across an eBay seller who's putting in all the wrong UPCs and mismatching, you could always block them if you wanted to. So you could actually come right here and you could block this seller. So now it removes them from the results if they're like creating a ton of mismatches and whatnot. So yeah, let's keep looking for some deals and sourcing. to be honest with you guys, probably 80% of the deals that we're sourcing are coming from the replen area. Okay. So the actual replens that we're tracking. The thing with the live stream is you kind of got to be sitting here and refreshing all the time and waiting for the new deals to kind of pop up. And, you know, you could certainly scroll down and look for other deals here, but a lot of times in the live stream, the good stuff sells really fast. But let's go through and maybe we could find some deals right here. Let's check this, see if it's, yep, you see this one already sold. Somebody bought this for 36. Looks like you can sell this for probably 70 bucks, probably make, you know, $15 profit. So somebody beat us to the punch with that. Let's keep looking, see if we find anything decent. Like this right here, you can see it's profitable, but you can see there's not a lot of data, one sale. So I would just skip that. Oh, wow. Look at that. I've sold this item 82 times. Don't look at that, guys. That's not a good replen. As I clear my throat. Let's keep looking. This is a brand I will not mess with, guys. If you're doing eBay to Amazon, stay away from Pampered Chef. Matter of fact, I need to block this item. This is a brand that is known to give IP complaints. Let's block this. I don't want to see them in my stream anymore. Here's something interesting. What do we got here? A Lego item. It looks like there's a lot of two. Is this a mismatch? Yep, it is a mismatch. All right. Oh, here's something interesting. Buy for 37, sell for 29, a Monopoly game. You can see that there's a history of this selling for $70, $80, $100 possibly. Let's see if this is a actually new item. Looks like, yeah, it is new, sealed. Looks like it's in good shape. Let's open this up and take a look here and see what's going on with this listing. And if you guys have any questions while I'm sourcing, ask away. Sourcing isn't, you know, something that is like the most exciting thing in the world. It takes time. You got to go through, you got to look at the deals, you got to analyze the deals. Sometimes you might source for an hour and find nothing. Sometimes you'll crush it, especially if you're sourcing in the live stream. It's really dependent upon what becomes available. But let's take a look here. Look at this one. Lowest price is $109. Can you guys sell Monopoly? Put a 1 in the comments if you could sell Monopoly, or put a 2 if you're gated. Monopoly is an awesome item. 538,000 rank, which is high in toys, but it's selling 5 times a month. You can see that there's 3 different FBA sellers on this listing. Let's take a look at the buy box statistics. Looks like there's a history of other sellers being on this listing, selling it for around $95, $100. Could be a decent item. So we could buy this right now for $37.29. So let's put that in there, $37.29 into SellerAmp, which is the tool that I use to break down all of my deals. If we were to sell it right now at the lowest price, which is $109.98, that's $51 profit. I don't think that, like, if I was to buy this item, actually, I put the wrong thing in, 37. That would be $41 profit. I don't think I'm going to be able to sell it for that. I would probably realistically be thinking I could sell it more for like $79.99, or that's probably on the low end, probably $89.99. I could definitely sell that. I could undercut everyone. I think that all these sellers are overly inflated. Don't feel bad about undercutting sellers who are pricing it over what the history of the item actually sells for. There's not a huge history of this thing selling for much more. Well, maybe 124, 125. Actually, there were some sales here, so maybe I'm wrong. This item could probably sell for more if you're willing to wait. With Q4 coming up, this is not a bad item right here. I might pop on this right now. $41 profit. Not bad at all. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is an item. Yeah, you might be sitting on it for a month or two, but this is what I'm talking about with eBay to Amazon flipping. Just one item. Yeah, you do have to put $37 into this, but there's a good chance you're going to be able to double your money. Look at the green drops. This item is flipping all day long for 80. It was even selling for 120, selling for 90, 100. I mean, you could definitely sell this for $100 right here. That's an easy $30 to $40 profit right there. So I'm going to leave this up if anybody wants to source it. Definitely an interesting item right there. Not bad at all. Let me actually go back to page 1 and I want to do a refresh and see if there's anything new. See if Replay and Catcher is going to update, or Maybe we're a little bit slow right now with offers. Yeah, I'm not seeing a ton of new fresh offers. Oh, it looks like something just popped up. I sold this before for in 2024 for $99.49. It looks like this just popped up maybe about a half hour ago. Let's see if it's still available or somebody bought it. Okay, so this is a stock photo. You got to be careful with stock photos, especially when it says liquidation, which makes me feel like this could be damaged possibly. So this is a situation where what I would do is I would contact the seller and say, hey, it says factory sealed, brand new. Does it have any dents, damages? Is the disc shaking inside? Is this 100% new? Let's just assume it is. I mean, the person has 99% feedback, 540 successful transactions. So I'm pretty confident with that. If you take a look here at Keepa, I know there's a lot going on right here, but you can see this pink line is up here around $100. Let's click into, and I've sold it before for 100, 105. So I know I could sell it for this. See the buy box coming in at $99.74. We could buy this for $48.46. I mean, we could even negotiate a deal possibly. If we were to buy this for $48.46 and sell this, I don't know what I got going on here, and sell this for $99.74, which is the lowest buy box. I mean, that's another $30 profit, 60% ROI right there. Yeah, not bad. I've sold this before. This would be another interesting flip. So you see, just the last two deals, that's already over $70 profit. So sometimes you're not making any money. And again, you're not making money till you actually sell it, but it's a numbers game. I've been doing this. I've sold 35,000 products. I know these items have a history of selling. I've sold them before. I can see the bestseller rank. I can see the monthly sales. I can see the buy box analysis. I could go into the data and I could see who's been on the listing and if they're still on the listing. I mean, look at all these people that sold that aren't on it anymore. So you can see these are the people that are on it. And I could see like right here, Wade's Garage. Is Wade's Garage still on this? No, they're not on it. So that means they probably sold it at $98, right? And again, I've sold it before, so I know I could sell it at this price. Why would people buy a used Monopoly board game? Hell, that was a new Monopoly board game, but people will buy it used because they don't want to spend $100 and they want to get it for 20. Selleramp says IP warning on the Monopoly game. Mr. Potato Chip, great comment. Do not trust Selleramp when it is warning you of IP complaints. What you really want to look at is you want to look at the history of sellers and make sure there's no crazy sharp decline. So you are seeing like staircase declines. That's fine. But what you don't want to see is like 10, 11, 10, 11, then boom, it goes to one seller. That's what you don't want to look for. That would scare me off of the listing. Also, if the brand is on the listing, like if Monopoly was selling it, which Monopoly doesn't sell like on Amazon, I'd stay off of it. If there's a history with like very few sellers, like only one seller always, that would scare me. But if there's a good history of 5, 7, 8, 9 sellers on the listing, no sharp declines, then I am, very confident about selling the item. So yeah, let's hit refresh. Come on, replay catcher, show me something new. So that, I don't know what that is. I'm going to skip it. It looks like we just had another item just pop up, a G.I. Joe item right here that just popped up. Buy for 34, possibly sell for 65. I haven't sold this before, else it'd be a gold background. Can anyone tell me what's happening right here? Price tanking. It's price tanking. So if I was to click into this, I'm probably going to find that a bunch of sellers are coming on the listing, or maybe there's a couple people battling it out with one another. Yeah, so the seller count went up to 5 to 9. It's only selling 3 times a month, 500,000 ranks. So there's a couple people battling it out. Gadget Planet and Global Collectibles, they're battling it out right now. So, I mean, it looks like there's sales coming in around 77, 78. I mean, there's a history of this selling for $80. This would be an item I would let these guys sell out. So, this is what you got. Gadget Planet, who's got 15. So this person is desperate. So they are just tanking the market right now. So never mind. I probably wouldn't come on this listing because they're going to just be, this item isn't popular enough. So they're going to control this all Q4. So let's just pretend they weren't there though, because they have 15 in stock and it's only selling 3 times a month. So they're going to be here till the end of the year, most likely, unless this gets more popular during Q4, which, I mean, you can see it picks up a little bit It's kind of slow right now, but I'd stay away unless I could get this for like 20 bucks. So this is 34.86. Is this the exact item? Let's make sure. John F. Kennedy. That's pretty cool, actually. I can lowball this person right now and try to get it for like 20. Let me see if it's in good shape. Yep. You always want to look too as well on these toys that that manufacturer tape is there. Can't even talk. Yeah, so that's an interesting item right there. I would like to pay okay, you're going to sell it for 65. I would like to pay like 20. I would pay $26.99. Maybe I'd pay because I think this person's going to keep pushing it down. Maybe $24.99. Give myself a 90% ROI, $24.99, which means I would have to drop it by $7, so 25. So I'd have to make them an $18 best offer. Let's make them an $18 best offer. Hey, I can pay ASAP. Thanks so much. You don't have to put in a message, but I feel like it helps with conversions better. All right, so I made the best offer. You can see this is my name here on eBay, and this is my prep center address, Little All Prep. So, all right, cool. So I made that best offer. Let's see if I got any messages coming in. So I got counter offers, different things. Again, my team is going in and just freaking, there's a lot of action going on here. Okay, cool. Let's see what my team purchased today. You guys want to see if they purchased anything? What's today? Today's the 23rd. So they purchased that electronics, 23rd, a lot of electronics and tools. Look at, they purchased this item for $22.66. Racco. I think I just sold this item. Let me see if I could find this on Amazon to see what this is selling for. Okay, so look, we just purchased this today for $22.66. I'm pretty sure I just sold this the other day. But yeah, $22.66. Looks like FBA is at $56.38, $19 profit. Not bad. We've got some items here as well. Some items are open box, but we sell them as new, not because the box is open and we're selling it as used, but certain items don't like they don't have a seal or anything. It's just like corrugated cardboard. So most of the items are brand new sealed. Some is open box, but some items don't have a seal on it. All right, cool. Let's keep sourcing here, see what we can find. Mr. Potato Chip. I love that name, man. You're making me hungry. Been using Replay and Catcher for a couple months now and still learning, but like it so far. Probably spent close to 20K in inventory on the tool. That's awesome, dude. What types of items are you focusing on, Mr. Potato Chip? I love that name, man. Mr. freaking Potato Chip just spent 20 grand on Replay and Catcher. All right. Let's check my sales. Let's see if I sold anything while being on this call. Nope. Nothing while on this call. Let's go back into the replen area. Let's see if we can source from the replens. Couple tips, guys. If you want to source more deals with Replay and Catcher, track your own replens. I'm telling you right now, because on the live stream, sometimes it can be slow. Sometimes deals aren't popping up all the time. I mean, the live stream could only go as fast as like what eBay sellers are listing, but there's a lot of value in going after like old items that you've sold before. Like this one, we just sold this one for $55.69. Let's see if we could reverse source this. So I'm going to click view offers. I want to see there's 7 offers that Replay and Catcher found. Again, I just sold this for 56. So what I'm going to do is lowest price, and let's see what we can find here. Let's check out some of these items. Let's see if we could replenish our inventory. So obviously can't, it kind of sucks with Replay and Catcher is like, sometimes it'll say, oh, you can buy it and flip it. But the problem is the eBay seller listed it as new, but it's used. Like, no, it's not new. Come on. $24.58. This one looks interesting if it's available. All right. This is something here. This is brand new. Let's run the numbers on this. So we can buy this for $24.58. There is no best offer option, but again, and this is how I've trained my team to make best offers. Also, it looks like the buy box is at $62.40. So we can buy this for $24.58. I am tax exempt. So if you're not tax exempt on eBay, especially Mr. Potato Chip, if you spent 20 grand, make sure you become tax exempt. Just go to YouTube, Rake and Profit, how I pay 0% sales tax on eBay. It only takes a couple of minutes to kind of get it set up, get the documents over to eBay, but well worth it. Or else I'd be paying 6.35% on top of all my purchases. Eric says, how do you feel about Amazon no longer allowing us to sell used or collectible condition board games? I mean, I think it sucks, Eric, for like thrifters and stuff. And people, maybe there were people using it, Replay Catcher, going after used items. I never really went after used like toys and stuff, just because I would find a lot of pieces would be missing. But it sucks. It doesn't affect me, but I feel for anybody who used to do it for sure. Mr. Potato Chip says, I do mainly auto, electronics, and industrial parts. Nice. I don't do a ton of like automotive, but there's so many niches. Was wondering if you do anything for credit card rewards. The best I found for eBay purchases is PayPal. Yes, PayPal's the best. I don't use it because you have to log into PayPal, right, in order to use it. And I have a team that does all my purchases. So I just use a Capital One Spark, 2% cash back. That's what I use. But yeah, I think that's the best one. Do you buy with credit card to get points? Yeah, I use a Capital One Spark, 2%. Okay, so right now, if I buy this for $24.58 and sell it for $62.40, this is $23. This is just sitting on eBay. When was this listed? This was listed at 8:53 in the morning, and it's still sitting here. Now, I've only sold this up to $55, so 62 might be overly inflated. I thought this was a DVD. This is a board game. All right, this is a board game. All right. Interesting. So the market's at 62. Is there a history of it selling for that much? 60, 60. Let's go into data, buy box statistics. Yeah, I mean, Poggers was in at 61.81. See, this is more of an item I would just sell it for what I'm selling, what I've sold it before in the past, like $55.99. I could still make $18 profit. So this is not a bad item right here at all. I'd probably try to make a best offer because I like to get better deals. Oh, look at one right here. Is this one still available? God, what is wrong with these eBay sellers selling items as new when they're used? Sorry, guys. I don't know what the heck this is, but that's not the same item. Wow, there are a lot of eBay sellers literally selling brand new items as used items as new. It's interesting. So that's another deal I could pick up and purchase and make 18 bucks. I'm going to leave it just for anybody who's watching this video. If you're ungated, if I find something killer, I'll buy it, but I'll leave that. Okay, let's go back. Where am I? Let's go back to the live stream, see if there's anything new that popped off. That's what my team and I do. We jump back and forth and we look for deals and see if there's anything new coming on the live stream. You're welcome, Zach. Zach, have you started flipping from eBay to Amazon yet? Here's a Lego set. Buy for 100, flip for 150. I mean, $30 profit, 31% ROI. You can see this thing selling for 160 all day recently, and actually more lately. Let's investigate this. You could also hit this button right here just to verify that you're ungated, just if you don't trust the software. Because I found in the past, sometimes things could slip through, but the system's gotten a lot better over time. But yeah, I can sell this. So let's take a look here. First and foremost, let's make sure this is in good shape. This looks good. This looks very, very clean. Yep. And you can see right here, look, you want to look for those little manufacturer pieces of tape. Pretty nice. Oh, and look, there's a best offer option. So we could buy this right now for $99.20. Let's make sure this is the same item because sometimes it's tough to tell. $79.29. I just want to make sure that's it. $79.29. Let's take a look at the history of this over the last 3,800 days. So this thing was going up and up and up. Matter of fact, last year, look at this. This thing was selling for 200. I think this thing's probably going to pop for Q4. It might pop. Let's open this up. How many sellers? We've got about 10 sellers. Last year at around this time, there was 10 sellers, and it actually, hold on. Am I looking at the right thing? 2024. Okay. Maybe last year. Oh, last year it went up to 170. Yeah. 170. Never mind. It looks like that was 2024. It went up to 250. Holy crap. And now it's kind of settled down. Looks like there was definitely some sales that came in 170. I mean, this is probably, I mean, it could go up a little bit. It just depends the demand. But right now, again, we could buy this for 90. I keep forgetting 99.20. Sell this for 159. I mean, it's a 30% ROI, $30 profit. I'd like to get it less. I would be down to buy this. I mean, it is a 400,000 rank, 2 monthly sales, but it's selling pretty consistently all throughout the year. This is 100%, $160, $180 flip. The only question is, can I get this at a price that I want? So what do you guys think I should offer? What do you think I should offer? New in the sealed box, 896 items, 100% positive feedback. I might start at like, let's just go 65. They'll probably auto decline me, but we'll see. Yeah. All right. I'll do 70. A lot of these Lego guys, they know what they got, and they're not gonna like, why do you have a best offer? If you're asking 86, why? What can you tell me what did you got for your best offer? I'm not going to take anything less than 80. Lexi mom, come on. So let's just say if I spent 75, 85, 87, let's run the numbers on if I got it for 87, that would turn it into about a 50%. All right. That's the highest I'm going to go. If this mom doesn't want to accept it, then that's on you. Okay. You know, I'm just kidding. Got to have some fun. Okay. Come on, mom. What is your best offer? What are you willing to take? What are you willing to take? Okay. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. All right, let's keep looking. Let's do a quick refresh. I'm having fun. I am hyped up on caffeine right now. I'm staying away from like a lot of this home improvement now just because I know a lot of people aren't going to be able to sell it. This is interesting. I've had a lot of success with these Sony items. They never have ranks, but I've actually sold them quite a bit, but I'm not going to dive into that now. What the heck is this thing? Is this thing really selling for that much? No. Someone bought it. Here's a DVD. I'm just going to see if I missed anything. Oh, here's a Lego set that I sold recently for $197. You could buy it for $127. And not enough room. Yeah, I mean, not too much interesting stuff popping up right now. The cool thing with Replay Catcher, though, is it's updating all day long, 24/7. So you just never know what's going to pop up. Like we just had a couple more things pop up. Here's a DVD. Looks like there's a history of this selling for up to $50, and then it tanked down to freaking $12. I don't like that. I'm just going to skip that. If you guys can sell Brother, huge opportunity to flip Brother from eBay to Amazon. I can sell this new, just not used or collectible. All right, let me answer some questions here. I'm going to pull off this stream for a minute or so. Let me see. Okay, let me answer some questions, guys. Gregory's asking, does FBA stop accepting shipments later in the year? They don't stop accepting them, Gregory. The issue is a lot of the prices are going to be very inflated for the fourth quarter. And this is something everybody has to be careful about if you're doing eBay to Amazon or even thrifting and stuff. The only difference is with thrifting, you're paying such a little amount that it doesn't matter if the price tanks because you're getting things so cheap. But, you know, you might buy an item for $30 thinking you're going to sell it for 60 because that's where the buy box is. But realistically, it's a $45 item. It's just everything's inflated because there's so much demand for the item during fourth quarter. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But the reason I share that is because things take a long time to get checked in after like November, mid-November. So you might send something in trying to sell it for 60 and you send it in at the end of November. And since everybody and their mom, including my mom, because she's doing eBay to Amazon now, everyone's sending their stuff in, it might not get checked in until the end of January, honestly. So it doesn't mean that the item's not going to sell eventually, but you've got your cash sitting in that product for a long time. Your P&L doesn't look good, your profit and loss statement, because your inventory is just stacked to the brim and everything's waiting to get checked in because Amazon's super slow. They might lose stuff. So they'll accept it. Do they stop accepting shipments? I don't know, because I always stop in like the end of November. I don't ship in December ever. I take vacation. I give my virtual assistants vacation. I just let my stuff sell and I improve my cash flow. But hopefully that helps answer the question. Not yet, but it's interesting. It is interesting, Zach. I love it. What do you think about vacuum sealing a board game that is open box, but the pieces inside are sealed, and then selling it as new? I mean, maybe on eBay you can do it, but on Amazon, don't do it. Don't do that. That's 100% against terms of service. And on Amazon, Eric, you have to sell it as if it's brand new, sealed, like off of the shelf. So I don't do anything like that. The only slightly sketchy thing I do, and I don't even think it's that sketchy, is sometimes I sell open box as new, but it is an open box. But the thing is, like I was saying before, the box doesn't have a seal. It's just like one of those corrugated boxes where, like, you know, the cardboard just kind of slips in. It's not like I'm lifting a seal or anything. Like, it's still brand new. That's the only thing that I do. And I guess it's slightly gray area, but not really. But that's like 100%, like, in my opinion, unethical. So I personally wouldn't do that for any item on Amazon whatsoever. So yeah, guys, great questions. Does anybody else have any more questions? I think I'm going to wrap things up now because we're at about the hour mark right now. If any of you guys are interested in, doing this, join my free Facebook group. I have a Facebook group called eBay to Amazon Masterclass. It's free. It used to be paid, but I'm letting people in for free over the last year just to build the community and help people. So you can join that. If you guys want more coaching calls like this, if you guys are interested in really learning, asking questions, engaging with me and other coaches, I'd highly recommend checking out resellingfreedom.com. So I'll share my screen with this really quick, just so you guys know. This is my coaching program. Let me share my screen. It's about $1 per day monthly, so you could cancel anytime. Let me share my screen really quick so you guys can see this, because I think this is a really great way for people to learn Amazon without spending thousands of dollars on a coaching program. So this is the coaching program I've been running for 2.5 years now. 2.5 years. It's called Reselling Freedom. We have a bunch of coaches. We have about 10 coaches. We do 3 to 4 live coaching calls per week. This is actually one of them today, but I decided to go live on YouTube and share it with everybody. We have coaches who do thrifting, coaches who do Amazon to Amazon flipping, eBay to Amazon, Walmart, estate sales, all different types of selling on Amazon. So we have, again, 3 to 5 coaching calls per week. We have an entire course. We have workshops. We have ebooks. We have guides, 500 plus coaching calls that we have recorded inside of Reselling Freedom over the last 2 years. We've got workshops on selling CDs and DVDs, on books, online arbitrage, flipping from eBay to Amazon. I've got tons of coaching calls from various eBay to Amazon workshops, different things that aren't public, that aren't live. So you can check out, some of the testimonials, what people have to say. But it's only $37 per month. You could cancel anytime. So if you are thinking about starting Amazon, you want real help, asking questions, live calls like this, be able to talk to somebody. This is the program that I've been, running for the last 2.5 years. So definitely something to think about. if you're looking to get started, it's always great to have some guidance and mentorship and help and get your hand held. But yeah, guys, I appreciate everybody watching live. Thank you so much. If you have any more questions, again, join the Facebook group, check out Reselling Freedom, tag me in the Facebook group. I'm happy to help you guys. But with that being said, have a beautiful day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy picking, and get ready for Q4. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.